corporate BS, but I'm like, you actually spent a lot of money on your
property, and
employees.
if it's
I almost want
has a building on it, then we actually serve.
to Mexico. Yeah.
Stephanie,
Halsey and Wisdom.
copies of the,
Yeah.
here's the bill that came to us, that come to you.
Yeah. A lot of times it's like, oh, we're family. Yeah, sure, we are. We get pizza. It's like, okay, I kind of believe this.
I didn't even know they were doing
I'm on
it.
the wait list for that. I got hired.
Well, I saw it.
It opened up.
They've been,
Okay, everybody, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Doylestown Township Board of Supervisors, September 20th, 2022. Before the start of this regular meeting, we had a budget work session at 5 o'clock, and we had an executive session discussing personnel matters, PBA contract at 6 o'clock. First item on the agenda is public hearings regarding terrain is number 1, terrain at Delaware Valley University. Are folks here?
they're here. If I may, on or about July 26th of this year, Urban Waverly Amos LLC filed an application with the township requesting that the Board of Supervisors approve an intermunicipal transfer of a liquor license. The license would be transferred from a location in Milford Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania, to the terrain facility located at 2100 Lower State Road, Doylestown Township, also known as a portion of Bucks County Tax Parcel 9-7-38. Notice of this hearing was advertised in the Daily Intelligencer on August 28, 2022, and again on September 4, 2022. The application, as well as the proof of publication, are incorporated by reference into the record. The provisions of the Liquor Code at 47 PS 416 permit an intermunicipal transfer of a restaurant liquor license, provided the Board of Supervisors conducts a public hearing and determines that the transfer of the license will not be detrimental to the welfare, health, peace, and morals of Doylestown Township. My first question, does anyone here wish party status besides the applicant? Anyone here on this topic besides the applicant? I see none. So, Mr. O'Brien, please make your presentation.
Thank you, Council.
Let's go to the microphone.
Chair,
Can you go to the microphone, please, so that everyone at home can hear you?
Chair, members of the Supervisors Board, we appreciate the opportunity. My name is Francis X. O'Brien. I'm a lawyer representing Urban in this application just for the liquor license transfer. What we'd like to do is take 5 or 7 minutes just to run through, show you what we have, what we're planning to do, and explain why we need this liquor license to move into the township for us to continue with this project. So with that, I'd like to ask my witness, Jennifer, to come up. What I want to do is I'll give her this, and I'll try to chime in with the questions that I have.
I'd like the stenographer to please swear her, however, since it is a public hearing.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. For the record, would you give the court reporter your name and spell your last name?
I will do that, yeah. It's Jennifer Kaliagas. Last name is Calliagas. I'm the North American Planning Director for Urban Outfitters.
Thank you. Jennifer, I passed out to the supervisors a document I've named as the exhibit. Would you explain to the members of the board what exactly this is?
Sure. So Urban Outfitters, for anybody who's not familiar, Urban Outfitters is an international lifestyle brand consisting of the brands Urban Outfitters, Anthropologie, Free People, and Terrain, which makes up a bigger part of the lifestyle portion of the company. Terrain has been around since 2010. Our first location is in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. It was Terrain at Stiers. Since then, we've opened Terrain in Westport, Connecticut. We have a location in Bethesda, Maryland, and then our most recent Terrain location is in Devon, Pennsylvania. And this concept consists of a garden center lifestyle concept, some home goods, lots of plants. We've got a cafe, so it's a garden-inspired cafe, farm to table, local fare. We work with local farmers. We've got garden-inspired herbal cocktails. And then as an extension of this business, we also have an event business. And so events up to around really more of a boutique wedding, but around, we're topping out around 150 or 175 at this location. The menu at Terrain is really focused on whatever's fresh and seasonal. And again, we do like to work a lot with the local farmers, which is why we're very excited about this location where we are able to have this partnership with Delaware Valley University. So the space is, and it's part of the exhibits.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Would you walk through and with reference to the page numbers on each, explain what they're looking at?
On page number 2, you're looking at a rendering of the front of the event center that's being proposed for this location. So you see little seating area out in the front yard, and that would be the main entrance into this into this event building. Page 3 is a photo of our outdoor dining in Westport, Connecticut. So you can see that the outdoor dining is actually enmeshed kind of within that nursery. It's off to the side, separated, but we like to make sure that everybody feels like they're eating amongst the plants. On page 4, this is a view of the interior of the event building, the event barn in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. So you can see in this photo kind of that garden and farm inspired feel that we've got. It's a kind of a very rustic and boutique feeling wedding. Page 5 is the interior of the garden cafe at Glen Mills also. And so this is a greenhouse inspired design. This one's actually a true greenhouse. We'll be looking at a greenhouse inspired design that's a little bit more water tightness for this location. But nevertheless, the idea is that this is an eating environment that you really feel like you're inside a greenhouse and in and amongst the plants. Page 6 is the layout for this location at DVU. And so if you're familiar with that site, we have an existing barn building, the existing market and cafe building that was there. We're reusing the large catering kitchen that was on site. And then we're going to be kind of pinwheeling off of that with the cafe and with the event barn. And so you'll see here, this is the existing building and the existing greenhouse. We have the cafe, the event center, and then we've got an outdoor event garden. So there'll be a trellis for many events out there. And then we'll be transitioning back into the building. All music's going to be inside the building. So we'll have a cocktail hour on the porch perhaps, but then we'll be back inside and all bands and DJs will be inside. Page 7 is a copy of our menu. This does change seasonally based on what's fresh and local at the time. Selection of soups, salads, toasts, bowls and plates with grains and vegetables, fresh fish, different meats. Again, this is one of the things that we're really excited about partnering and hopefully being able to utilize what DVU has fresh and available for us. Our cocktails on page 8 and 9, we have a curated wine list, garden-inspired cocktails, and so those will change seasonally also based on what kind of herbs and fruits are available. Some local microbrews, and then they actually are well known for their non-alcoholic drinks as well. Page 9 are our desserts. Chocolate terrarium is the standout. Everybody needs to try that. And then we also do have coffee, a pretty strong coffee program. And so throughout the day, usually people will stop in and just have coffee while you're shopping. And those are seasonally inspired also. Those will be changing throughout the course of the year.
Thank you. Now, you've run through the menu. Would you describe generally the business model and how alcohol ties into what you proposed and how it works with the menu?
Sure. So Our menu is, we're full dinner service, so we are brunch service, full dinner service. Our customers are expecting to have a mimosa or a glass of wine with their dinner. And then it's also integral to the event business. Obviously, weddings, bar bat mitzvahs, anniversaries, birthdays. So that's an integral part and a very necessary part of that business is to have the alcohol as part of it.
Maybe it's to state the obvious, but we're located near a college. Do you intend to host frat parties?
We do not. Our concept inherently doesn't mesh very well with the desires of your average college student. This is definitely catered to a farm to table experience, and so we would not be expecting a lot of heavy partying at the terrain.
And does your business plan need a liquor license to successfully operate this venue?
Yes, it's critical to our business that we have a liquor license.
Thank you. That's all I have. I don't know whether any of the...
Mr. O'Brien, did you provide a copy of the exhibit to the stenographer?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any board questions?
Hearing none?
I will mention that I was preparing to do a resolution for the next meeting, but I believe that there's some need to move forward. As the board, if you're inclined to approve the transfer, would you be amenable to having Barbara sign the resolution if I share with all of you beforehand? It'll be very straightforward, nothing in there unusual. So if you're intending to approve it, then also authorize Barbara to sign the resolution so I can get it to Mr. O'Brien. He can meet his schedule. I did.
Do you need a motion for that, Jeff?
Motion to approve the transfer of the liquor license and also to authorize the chair to sign the resolution.
Do the first one.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor license.
I second.
Okay, calling the question, all in favor?
Aye.
That's 5-0.
I'll make a motion to approve Barb to sign the resolution.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. You're good to go?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the courtesy and the quick action. Now it's back to Harrisburg.
There you go. Safe travels back to Harrisburg. All right, next public hearing is on the Stormwater Management Ordinance Amendment.
If I may, the board previously authorized the advertisement of the proposed ordinance, which would amend your stormwater management ordinance in the township. This arose from recommendations from Mr. Torpy that were required by the state. So at this point, the appropriate notice has been sent to the Intelligencer, to the law library. Pardon me, so now is the time for you to conduct your public hearing, and I believe Sean is here to answer any questions you may have. And if you remember, we incorporated not only the required changes, but the changes that would be recommended and appropriate for Doylestown Township within that ordinance. So with that in mind, it's time to conduct a public hearing.
Bye-bye. Anybody have any questions on the proposed ordinance number 407, amending the stormwater management? Anybody have anything to say? Anybody out there have anything to say about the proposed amendment to the stormwater management amendment number 4, resolution, ordinance number 407? Hearing none. Can we move on?
Motion to approve.
Is there a motion to approve the ordinance, amendment ordinance to this stormwater management number 407?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a presentation recognition of the retirement of Patrolman Donald Lawson. Is he here?
He's here.
Oh, yeah, come on up.
I think the lieutenant's going to
I was looking for a uniform. Wow.
Good evening. For everyone here that doesn't know, Officer Lawson retired August 12th, 2022 after 26 plus years of service to the Doylestown Township Police Department. Officer Lawson has been with the department since November 27th, 1995. During his tenure, Officer Lawson has been assigned to the Central Bucks Special Response Team, the Bucks County MERT Team, the Central Bucks Motor Carrier Safety Task Force, as well as many other duties and responsibilities. Officer Lawson has also dedicated his time and experience as the department's firearms instructor, taser instructor, and most recently, the department's virtual de-escalation instructor. During Officer Lawson's 26-plus years with the department, Officer Lawson has always been there to mentor the younger officers and was always willing to provide his experience and knowledge when it was needed. With great respect and gratitude, the Doylestown Township Police Department wishes you a long and healthy retirement, and we say thank you for your service and everything you have given to this department and the residents of Doylestown Township.
Can we bring your family up? Sure. Come on, come on, come on. Whoops. Come on. This is one handsome plaque. This is color of your former uniform that you didn't wear tonight. Presented to Donald Lawson this 20th day of September 2022 by the Doylestown Township Board of Supervisors upon your retirement and in recognition of your 27 years of dedicated service to the police department and the community. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
This is really handsome. Congratulations. Enjoy.
I will.
Have fun. Oh, here, Don. Oh, wait, they want to take
pictures.
Lieutenant. Yeah, just get the family and Lieutenant. So cute. I'm not.
Oh, there.
Oh, adorable.
That's nice.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Thanks for coming, guys. Okay, the next presentation we have is by Steve Downs and presenting the fire video, which is was created with the cooperation of Doylestown Borough, Doylestown Township, and the Telecommunications Advisory Board. This is really systematic in putting out. Steve, come on up. You want to come up and introduce the video? It's okay.
He's also the husband of Carol Downs.
I am.
And the father of
Riley.
Riley Downs and a new baby, 7 months old.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Charlie Downs.
Congratulations.
So, thank you all for having us this evening. With me, too, is my battalion chief, Ed Truman. And we're here to represent the fire company. And first of all, to thank, oh, okay, is that better?
Yes.
To thank all of the folks here in the township, you know, Barb and Stephanie and Art and Jean and Ed, all these folks. We got together about a year ago and we looked at what our needs are to keep this community protected, safe, and a good place to live. And since then, we've started a journey, and y'all stepped up like champs to help us. We're firefighters. I mean, what we do is, you know, protect lives and property. That's what we do. We don't really have the capacity to talk about ourselves to the community so much. And we did, as a part of our first meeting about a year ago, we shared some findings from a pilot study that I undertook, interviewing residents to find out what their level of awareness was in the community of our fire service. And needless to say, there wasn't a lot of awareness. Folks couldn't tell me where our fire stations were. They didn't know how we were staffed. They didn't really have an understanding or feel for what it is we do in cooperation with the township and with the borough and with a total of 5 communities, because we also serve New Britain and Buckingham and New Britain Township as well. So together we started this journey, and thanks to your leadership and your perseverance and your skills, we have something to share tonight that we would hope folks will embrace. and become more aware over the course of time. And it's the first step in a journey of 1,000 miles. We need new folks to join us. We do. We never want to put the community at risk in any way, especially because we would be under-resourced in terms of our manpower, person power. Okay, we're all volunteer. We all have families. We have jobs. Some of us are retired, sorta. I retired 3 times, so we want to get the word out. And I would invite you folks too in the audience. And I thank you all. And if we can keep going and find a way to get the word out, because with awareness so low, there can't be interest. And it's based on awareness and then interest that we might get interaction and some kind of involvement. So tonight, thanks to Ed and Jean and Art, the team, the creative team, they're going to show this program that they've put together for us that will be available through the township and also with the borough's help and with the other communities, we hope, to get the word out. So Ed, I didn't shut this lid. Somebody else did. Should I open it? Okay. I talk a lot, sorry. Thank you all.
There's also like a 30-second video of this, or like a small
We're gonna
bit.
see that.
We can see that too? Okay, we're going to see both, thanks.
Hi, I'm Nick Tartaglia, Lieutenant from the all-volunteer Doylestown Fire Company, speaking on behalf of our members. We're looking for new people to join our team. Could that be you? You've just seen why our members are our #1 asset, and together we make a powerful team. We're your friends and neighbors, but when you call 911, we're the ones who drop everything to answer the call. Just like you, our diverse volunteers work normal jobs, attend schools, and care for their families. But together, we share our talents and skills for a common mission. In fact, maybe you know some of us.
My name is Lori Westover. I'm a cell biologist for a large drug discovery company, and I serve to help my neighbors in their time of need.
My name's Grant Castor. I'm head of commercial operations for a specialty pharmaceutical company, and I serve to give back to my hometown.
My name is Rachel Laux. I'm studying to become a veterinarian, and I volunteer to continue my family tradition as a 3rd-generation firefighter.
I'm Steve Downs, and I'm a teacher and a professor at LaSalle University. And I became a firefighter to live my faith.
We are the Doylestown Fire Company.
Aside from our different individual lives, we are all professionally trained firefighters and members of this close-knit firefighting family. We need more people to join our team. We'll ensure you have the necessary skills, knowledge, and equipment to succeed. Join us and share our enthusiasm in providing this vital service to the community. To explore whether firefighting might be a good fit for you, please contact us or visit your local firehouse for more information. Your friends, your family, and your neighbors count on us. Can we count on you?
Wow.
Jean, Ed, Stephanie, you guys, you just work, you've been flawless, and we so appreciate it. But this is the beginning of the journey. So let's see where we can go to, we're very proud of the fact that we've been a volunteer organization for over 100 years. Now, we're well trained. I mean, we're all nationally certified firefighters. And as I mentioned to somebody last evening, I found fire school is maybe more challenging than graduate school. And next to being a dad, it's the coolest thing I've ever done. So anyway, thank you very much. And we look forward to working together, and give us your ideas and we'll do the best we can. Okay? Thank you very much.
Mr. Downs, quick question.
Yes.
2 questions.
Yes.
First, this may be a better question for Ed, but is there a link for this? I know it's going to yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so if we could get the link to the YouTube, that would be great. And then secondly, the training itself, how long is if I said I want to do it, I'm going to sign up, what does the training entail, just briefly?
Yes.
Time-wise. I'll say more of time commitment.
For example, my firefighting training, I did it over a 6-month period.
Okay.
And I went to school 4 hours a night after work, 2 nights during the week, and then 10 hours on Saturdays, I think it was. But the training really never ends because the conditions change. New buildings come in. We have to know what's going on, what's being built, and also conditions change. So we every week get together and drill and train. But it's joyous because it really is. We're a real family.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question.
You can't talk unless you come up.
200 hours.
200 hours?
200 hours for initial training. That answers my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we done back there, Ed, with this? Yes? Okay. But there is a 30-second version of this.
Okay, great.
Thank you, guys. Okay, next item on the agenda, boards and commissions video presentations, Park and Rec, Dog Park, and Telecommunications Advisory Board. First is Park and Rec. Are we looking at something? Is something happening?
I think Ed's going to put on a video.
Ed's going to put on the video
Thank
now.
you. This looks like home, no signal. Need a kid.
Hi, my name is Kathy Brown. I'm chair of the Park and Rec Board. The Park and Rec Board is proud to support the Parks and Rec Department, its programming and events. Our meetings are held in the administration building in the meeting room, 5:30 p.m. on the second Tuesday of every month. We invite all interested residents to attend our meetings and learn more about the Parks and Rec Department and what our board does. Park and Rec Board events for 2021. We supported the Park and Rec Department at the Performing Arts Series. We organized and established a beer garden for township-sponsored events. And we planned and held the first annual December Fest event. Our focus in 2021 was to support moving forward with the community building, continue to look at the needs of all parks, work with the Park and Rec Department on branding and standardizing park signs, and plan and hold special events to help in fundraising. In 2021, the Park and Rec Board members attended, helped, and enjoyed the Performing Arts Concert Series held on Wednesday evenings. We sold 50-50 raffle tickets, hot dogs, Cokes and water, and basically answered questions as needed to support the event and those attending. We are proud to have researched, planned, and attained approval to have a beer garden at township-sponsored events. It's a pleasure working with Warwick Farm Brewery. The beer garden adds to the fun of each Wednesday and provides a means of raising funds for the Park and Rec Department. More and more of our residents are making Wednesday evenings a planned family event. Our board planned and organized and held our first annual December Fest event. We held an afternoon event for families to visit and take pictures with Santa, participate in fun holiday outdoor games, holiday crafts and coloring, as well as enjoy hot chocolate and cookies. Music was provided by our local DJ and police officer, Jared Courts. It was a great day at the park with hundreds of residents enjoying the fun. We look forward to our second annual December Fest. Our goals for 2022, to keep the momentum going on the building of the community center and the relocation of the sports courts. Focus on supporting the success of current Park and Rec Department programs and events through the sharing of information on social media and participating in those events. We will actively participate in the planning and carrying out of fundraising events, including the annual golf outing. We will continue to look at the needs of all parks, but will focus on capital projects at Sowerman Park. Thank you for the opportunity to work with a great Park and Rec Board, as well as the Board of Supervisors, township staff, including the great park crew and road crew, and a special thanks to Park and Rec Director Karen Sweeney and Lisa Pearsall, Recreation Program Manager.
I think next up is Dog Park.
Hi, my name is Kathy Brown, and I'm proud to be chair of the Doylestown Dog Park Advisory Board.
Uh-oh.
Well, that was short.
Hi, my name is Kathy Brown, and I'm proud to be chair of the Doylestown Dog Park Advisory Board. Currently, we have 314 dog park members with 383 registered dogs. Updates for 2021. Following our member survey in 2020, we created Bark Bites, a newsletter addressing current issues and information that is emailed to our members. We are excited in moving forward with play equipment for dogs for each off-leash area at the dog park. We have improved the areas in the dog park for humans, but this is our first time in adding equipment for the dogs. We are focused and determined to develop an online dog park orientation to help reach more potential members with the opportunity to join the dog park. This year we held Fido Float again. It's the best day of the year. We held another very successful event. Following COVID protocol, pre-registration was required with 20 dogs allowed per session. The event was very successful with a total of 56 dogs and owners participating in the event. Orientation is key to the success of the dog park. Our board members hold one orientation session per month. We present dog park safety and dog park rules, and Susie Dances with training tales provides very important information about expected dog behavior at the dog park. Orientation is required, and orientation helps keep our dog park safe and fun for dogs and handlers. Our focus for 2022. The new equipment will be installed. We plan to complete the online dog park orientation and make it available on the township website. We will continue to address issues and provide important information to our members through the use of our Bark Bites newsletter. The Doylestown Dog Park is happy to celebrate our 10th year. I am so proud of our board and the time that they give. Working together, we continue to provide a safe and fun dog park. I invite anyone interested in the dog park or dog park members who are interested in becoming more involved to attend our meetings held the first Monday of the month in the activity trailer. Our meetings start at 5 p.m. Our board wants to give a special thanks to the park crew who does an excellent job maintaining the dog park, and of course to the Park and Rec Department for all of their support.
Thank you, Kathy Brown, for both of those presentations. Kathy's in the room. There was a Fido float this year, wasn't there? Early September? Okay, so very successful Fido float. Good, thank you. And then I think we have one more from the TAB. Telecommunications Advisory Board. This one should be really good. They're in charge of
Hello, I'm
videos.
Ed Ebenbach, the 2022 Chairman of the Telecommunications Advisory Board. I am pleased to provide this update to the residents and the board of what our group accomplished in 2021 and what our plans are for 2022. I'd like to start by talking about what we did to acquire new video programming during the year. Our first act was to author a document for other boards and commissions, a video production resource package to help them develop their own techniques and strategies. We also started a new collaboration with Doylestown Health to produce a monthly medical interview series with Doylestown Health personnel. We have 5 of those programs in the can, showing up on the YouTube channel and on the TV channel. And we compiled for the first time boards and commissions video reports, such as the one you're now watching. But the most ambitious programming project we had was to produce short video tours of 6 of the township's bike and hike trails. We did this in close collaboration with the bike and hike committee members, some of whom actually appear in the videos. We intend to use those videos on the YouTube channel and on the TV channel, and as part of an interactive map project that the Bike and Hike Committee is working on for use on residents' smartphones. The object of all of this is to acquaint residents with the township's wonderful collection of over 30 miles of trails. Turning to 2021 operations, we oversaw the design and successful completion of a project to remediate the acoustics in this very room. It is now possible in our meeting room to be heard and to hear. We completely revamped and refreshed the Doylestown TV programming schedule. The Township Net newsletter has carried articles describing what those changes were. We discontinued the use of an external web streaming supplier, in replacing it with doing it in-house now to save both money and to take full advantage of equipment we purchased when we moved into this building. And we participated with consortium participants to conclude negotiations with Verizon for a new FiOS cable TV franchise agreement. Turning to emphasizing the community partnerships that came out of all of this, Doylestown Health is clearly one of them with a new interview series. The Bike and Hike Committee is another for the trail segment videos. And towards the end of the year, we started a new initiative with the Doylestown Fire Company and Doylestown Borough to aid the fire company in their recruiting drive for new volunteer members. Our goals and projects for 2022 will sound similar. We intend to finish and publish the Bike and Hike Trail video segments and perhaps do more, and perhaps combine them in some long-form video that gives the residents the full story. We're obviously doing boards and commissions reports, and we intend to create an ad later in the year to promote the 2022 National Police Night Out event using footage we obtained in the 2021 event. We will finish the Doylestown Fire Company recruiting video, and we intend to also put together a dog park orientation video which would standardize the presentation to potential new members and perhaps enable it to go online. I'd like to conclude by thanking the volunteer members of the TAB board and also to thank the staff and liaison for their support in this effort. Thank you.
Good job, everybody. All right, they were excellent. Okay, there's one more presentation. Master Plan, Parks Master Plan. Judy Stern Goldstein.
Thank you. I'm just going to open this up. There we go. So in your packets for this meeting, you had the full report of the Parks Master Plans with a lot of information. So I'm going to go through this briefly this evening and then field any questions you may have. The Parks Master Plan was conducted with a committee of designated representatives from the Bike and Hike Committee, Dog Park Advisory Board, Environmental Advisory Council, and the Park and Recreation Board, and also in conjunction with township staff, Manager Stephanie J. Mason, Karen Sweeney, David Tomko, and Chris Mason. Project started, actually was originated with the adoption of the Park Recreation Open Space Plan in February of 2021. One of the main recommendations of that plan was to create parks master plans for each of the parks in the township. The reason why that was such an important recommendation was so that there would be a master plan in place to look at the build out and future of the park, not just in the next couple years, but long term, so that if there are opportunities to add or improve, there's a master plan to look at. It's a guide. It's not meant to be law. It's not regulatory. It's not mandatory. It's a long-term living planning document, very useful also in seeking funding through grants and also for capital budgeting and planning in the future. So we had a project team kickoff meeting in January of this year. We then created base plans and the committee was organized. Each board and commission had the ability to select 3 members to be on the committee. We had a committee meeting, we had project meetings, we had project team meetings, finally developed some draft plans, took that back to the committee of board and commission representatives, did some more revisions, went to the park board, revised some more, and then went back to 2 more park board meetings. And the culmination of that was last week, the park board made a recommendation for the approval of the park master plans and to come to you tonight with a presentation. So in the park master plan, as I said, you have the full report that has a lot of detail, but each of the parks, I'm just going to run through them quickly, not go through all the details of each one, but Ashway Open Space, it's an open space area that's currently just open space. It's not being used for anything other than passive recreation and visual. So there's a plan for it to become an actual active recreation park. The intent is that at some point, when the township is ready to start this process, there would be a series of meetings with the residents in that area to hash out exactly what's happening where and make sure that all of the improvements are appropriate at that time. I should say that anytime any of these improvements go into detailed engineering, there may be modifications, there may be adjustments based on the needs and desires at that time. Next park was Bridgepoint. Bridgepoint Park, the main thing is stream bank stabilization and some handicap parking, some other detailed information, picnic tables, etc. Castle Valley Park, the main issue is access to the creek and making it safe and ADA accessible for the parking. Central Park, there are a lot of recommendations, too many to list in a brief presentation, but many recommendations for the future of the park itself, including additional pavilions, additional restroom facilities, the plans that are already underway for the Park Recreation Community Center, the relocation of the sports courts, improvements to fields 4 and 5, potentially artificial turf, a lot of improvements proposed. Neiman Park, really looking at the Moan area, Island Park, and some access improvements. Sowerman Park, as was mentioned in the video that the Park and Rec Board prepared, is in need of some major upgrades and an overhaul, so that there are a lot of attention paid to Sowerman Park in the master plan also. Triangle Park, nothing really more than the 2 roundabouts that PennDOT is going to be working on next year. and Turk Park, a lot of recommendations, including improvements to the dog park area, some field realignment, outfield fences, dugouts, trails, restrooms, pavilions, etc. And one option for realigning baseball fields if that was ever going to be an issue. So that, in a nutshell, are the park master plans. You have the full detailed information. As part of the report, there's cost estimates done for each individual project, which then correlate to CapEx forms for all of your future planning needs.
Well done, thank you. Any questions for Judy?
I do have one. I don't know if you know the answer to this or not, Judy, but for Bridgepoint and Castle Valley, the report mentions stream bank stabilization for several of the improvements. Do you know if that would be contribute to our goal for our MS4 plan?
It will be helping, but whether or not that's in one of your PRP areas, I don't believe they are. The PRP areas are in different portions of the township, but that will help, and it will help with water quality overall. But you don't get points for it, sorry.
Any other questions? Anybody have a question for Judy out there? Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just ask one question? Is there any consideration, I didn't see it, and I've seen it in some other parks where they have solar like charging stations
Yes,
or Wi-Fi?
Solar charging stations were one of the things that were on the recommendations for each park. We're also looking at EV charging stations, which are different, but mentioning them too, and proof signage. There's a plethora of recommendations.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the whole project team, I thank you for your time.
Judy, do you recommend that the board take official action and adopt the document?
I would request that, yes. That gives it much more teeth and also helps you on your future grant applications specifically.
Thank you.
Is the board ready to consider adopting this plan at this point?
I would make a motion to adopt the plan as stated.
I'll second.
All right. There's a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public comment, agenda items only. Any public comment, agenda items only, Mr. Mackhouse? Okay, agenda items only.
I saw on the agenda.
You have 2 minutes, sir.
Yeah, I saw on the agenda, internet, about a roundabout at Bristol Road, and that's not part of...
No, the roundabout is at Easton Road and New Britain and Sowerman.
Easton Road.
Easton Road, north and south, double. It was actually one of the pictures Judy showed for Triangle Park.
Is it where Bristol Road comes in?
No, it is nowhere near Bristol Road.
Okay, but in general, my comment, I'm from New Jersey. We have a lot of circles that cause a lot of problems. And to me, what works, and they're saying that it'll stop accidents by having it slow down to go around a circle. To me, the efficient traffic flow, you want the traffic flow to go faster and to be safer. And the way to do that is like at the intersection of, say, Street Road and 263, you have 4 lanes. You have, right now, for example, Bristol Road has 2 lanes. If you have 2 more lanes on the right, you can have one as a turn lane to make right turns. You can have a center lane to make left turns, and you can have a center lane to go just straight forward. So if you, instead of just having 2 lanes, if you can divide up the traffic going into the intersection into 3 lanes, you have each lane going a different way, and so they can go through 3 times faster maybe when there's not much traffic. And
Mr. Mackhouse, this is a PennDOT project.
Okay.
It's not a township project.
But do you have any input on what the PennDOT does?
The roundabout has been planned and is in the works. So yeah, we did have a lot of input into it. Mostly
listening to PennDOT.
Mostly listening to PennDOT because they were going to do it. So, but we did make sure that the center of the roundabout is high enough so cars don't drive over it. And your 2 minutes are up. Thank you.
Okay.
We did do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, there's another speaker.
Brief comment related to parks.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, sorry.
Thanks.
Please identify yourself.
Sure. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Dan Loftus. This
John
is
Chu.
John Chu. We're Doylestown Township residents here, so really appreciate the time. And until you come to one of these, you don't realize everything that's involved. So thank you for all you do for the township. We saw the master plan, so appreciate the master plan. We're kind of looking at a micro plan specific to basketball courts in the township. We fully support and are excited for the outdoor courts and the new community center. We think that's going to be fantastic for the community. We are, I guess, proposing or requesting maybe a short-term plan for outdoor basketball courts. We find it, if you look through the other surrounding communities, they have courts that are full and vibrant with all ages. We're specifically representing, I guess, the young people of the township from age 15 to 3 months old. So we have a pretty big spectrum here. But our thought is, there's so much good that comes out of basketball, especially outdoor courts, hard work, discipline, competitiveness, not to mention the great active, healthy lifestyle that kids get from playing outside. There are hundreds of kids that could ride their bikes to Central Park, thousands in the surrounding area here. And we would like to see, perhaps some sort of short-term bridge the gap between now and when the new courts come, whether that's accelerate, the building of the courts before the actual building. We think there's maybe an opportunity to put maybe portable hoops in where the court is now, just something to get the kids out. We think now's a good time, is, get the plans in place perhaps for spring. So I'll let John say a few words, but thank you.
Thank you very much. And as a father, one of the blessed things I can do is put on a shirt like this, shorts, and just go play with my 3 sons. And we moved to Doylestown 12 years ago, and one of the things that made us move here was actually when we visited Central Park. And so we bought a place across the street from Central Park. So this summer, we had to go, we went to the Y, and thank goodness for the Y. They have 2 courts there, and you should see how crowded it got. And then now there's also pickleballs on Sunday nights, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of shared space there as well. So a lot of our kids are not able to play and have to stop playing. And it would be nice if they had an opportunity to have, maybe one temporary court here. The courts that we used to know and we used to play in. And we're happy to share with the dog training and everything, of course. But it would be really appreciated. Thank you.
Well, Karen Sweeney, Director of Parks and Recreation, is sitting back there, so why don't you go chat with her and give her your names and so on.
Great. I think Dan wants to practice so he can beat his brother one-on-one.
25 years ago.
Give my regards to your brother when you see him.
All right, will do. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
All right.
And welcome to the community, although 12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Any other public comment on the items? Hearing none. Moving on. The next meeting of this board is Tuesday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Our next budget work session is October 4th, if we need it, at 3 p.m. and on October 18th at 5 p.m. We're going to be closed Monday, October 10th for Columbus Day. Boards and Commissions video presentation can be viewed on our YouTube channel, doylestownpa.org. Leaf and yard recycling is the 3rd Saturday of each month from 9 to 11. The 1st and 4th Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the drop-off site is the New Britain entrance to Central Park. Doylestown Township Parks and Recreation upcoming event is on September 24th. Between noon and 6 p.m. is the Fall Food Truck Festival and Craft Fair. That's noon to 6 p.m. on September 24th in Central Park. And the 2022 Bucks County Hazardous Waste Collection event is October 8th at Strayer Middle School in Quakertown from 8:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. rain or shine, and you do not have to register. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of August 16th, 2022. Everyone had an opportunity to read the minutes?
Yep.
Any changes, corrections?
I have one correction on page 9 of the minutes with regards to the basketball court for the Parisi family. The first vote is listed as failing 1 to 4. I believe that's 2 to 3. Ryan, it's not Ryan. Barbara and I both voted for it, so it should be 2 to 3.
Got that? Mm-hmm. Okay, there's that correction. Any other corrections or changes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes with that change?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Thanks, Dan. Good catch. Correspondence, we have a resignation from Kevin Kane from the Parks Board. He shouts out to Karen Sweeney. Take a last-minute acknowledgement, one person individually, Karen Sweeney, for your leadership and dedication. Is there a motion to approve the resignation of Kevin?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is reports from the solicitor.
I've already commented on several things. I'll have more items as we go down the agenda, but nothing at the moment.
Township engineer?
Nothing to report at this time.
Lieutenant?
Nothing at this time.
Director of Ops?
I have a few items. The first one, if you recall, back in January of 2020, this board accepted a grant, a red light enforcement grant from PennDOT to basically replace the traffic signal at Swamp and Easton Road. We're currently working on that project and moving through bid documents, and we put it out to bid. The project is being held up a little bit by the Buckingham Wawa, as I explained in my memo, and therefore we need a time extension. So requesting, we went to PennDOT. PennDOT granted us a 6-month time extension. We need to execute the agreement, and that's the two documents, the way they're titled, I'm going to read them off, is the First Amendment to the Automated Red Light Enforcement Program Project Funding Agreement, individual projects. And the second document is obviously then a resolution authorizing the Board of Supervisors Chair to sign the amendment. So I'm asking the board to accept the time extension and to execute the amendment, please.
Okay, is there a motion to that effect? We can do both at the same time.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you. My second item is the 2022 tree pruning and takedown. We received 3 bids. This is our annual program in the Parks and Roads Department for open space right away throughout the township. This is basically was bids were opened and 3 bids were received. Jimmy's Tree and Landscape Contractors LLC was a low bid. The base bid is $58,530, and an alternate's I'm asking the board to accept the alternate at $7,500. Now the alternate is for clearing of an easement that is maintained and owned by the DTMA. And I spoke to Mr. Haas. Mr. Haas so the DTMA will reimburse the township for the $7,500. We'll go under our contract, we will manage the contract, and then at the end, we will have a reimbursement. So I'm asking the board to approve the base bid plus the alternate 1, totaling $66,030, please.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the entire bid at $66,030?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Sandy Ridge Road Trail, repaving. We put this out to bid. We received 3 bids as well. Unfortunately, they're well over our budgeted amount. We had $25,000 in the trail maintenance line item. The base bid, just the base bid alone from Bray Brothers totaled $80,000 and $80,440. So we feel like right now we can do better. I'm making a recommendation we reject these bids. And I think what we've done is, and I explained in my memos, we're going to request that monies for next year be upped, and that we would do a combination of our old, what we call the PK Moyer bid, where we basically rent equipment with an operator and use our public works crew, buy the material out of our materials contract to try to bring that cost down. So we thought we might get a good number here, and we did not. So I'm making the recommendation to reject these bids, and we will look at this project next year.
All right, is there a motion to reject the bids that we received that were submitted for the Sandy Ridge Road Trail repavement project?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Okay. My last item is request to purchase traffic calming equipment. So as you know, last year, we started our annual kind of line item for traffic calming. In the first year at $50,000. Actually, I think it started this year, $50,000, and subsequent years had 25. We've had requests for traffic calming once we talk through, and I'll go back and say, also, as indicated in my memo, the board adopted the traffic calming policy in 2020. We started the LTAC, the Local Traffic Advisory Committee, so we kind of retooled all that to move these traffic calming requests along. We've had requests. Every time we meet with somebody, we speak to them. When they start to learn the process, it doesn't go anywhere. So working with residents of Pebble Woodridge and a resident who lives on Turk Road, they're concerned about speeding on Turk Road. Officer Hershowitz from the police department, as well as Sergeant Jones. We've met with the residents and we talked about what we can do. They have had discussions with Warrington Township. Warrington feels that because it's shared, the road is shared between both municipalities. Warrington feels that the posted speed limit is correct based on the data that they have, so they're not going to take any action. So what we'd like to do is, with the monies that we have, we'd like to buy some radar boards, what we call blind boxes, basically to collect data, to help the police department to support their data collection efforts, and also have like a passive presence. So you'll see your speed sign as you start driving down the road. So if you're going over the speed limit, it's going to start flashing at you. We get better, operation, and people seem to slow down with that. I don't know if the lieutenant wants to speak to that at all, but certainly besides active presence, which we get compliance when the police are there, and they leave. And they leave and it goes back up. So I'm asking for the board to approve purchase of equipment with traffic calming funds. The total cost for the purchase is, I apologize. Ooh.
$30,636. I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Thank you.
5-0. Thank you. You done? You're done. Yeah, okay. Township manager.
In your packet, you have the proposed 2023 schedule. If the board is so inclined to follow that schedule for 2023, as we continue to work on our end-of-year projects and plan for next year and reorg and all that, we would base the schedules on what you see before you.
Okay. Do you need us to do anything with this at this
Just
point?
consensus that we're heading in
Consensus.
the right direction?
Yep.
Okay.
Consensus given. Okay, trash hauling. We got the memo, we read it.
Yep. Some direction would, before we do embark on any kind of public meetings or anything, just wanted to make sure the next steps that you'd like us to undertake.
Not from me. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas on this, but I'm not in favor of a municipal trash hauler. I mean, it's going to cost them a lot of money. We have to hire a person to manage it, and it's still private property. And I appreciate the one memo we received, or letter we received from that gentleman. I really do. But it could be an easy fix if they all got together and hired one guy.
I agree.
I don't know what everybody, that's my position. I speak for myself.
I appreciate all the effort that went into it, and I think just having this as a reference when people call, I think is going to be helpful for staff.
Can I just say something just to add to that? We were kind of notified that we might be down to only 2 trash haulers anyway in the township, because another one might be not
Attrition will solve the problem.
providing service, so.
Okay.
So just to note that.
Not
The other
official
thing-
yet, but we believe it's coming.
The
Yeah.
other thing you should find is, if you weren't inclined to proceed, you would want to talk to Upper Southampton, Lower Southampton, and Northampton townships who had a consortium, but their hauler, who they entered into contract with, didn't have enough drivers, and it was a nightmare for the municipalities, so.
Exactly.
So I've heard those stories, but I've also heard other stories where it's actually been a benefit to the residents. So, but I do understand this has been broached before in the township, but we're looking at this on a bunch of different angles. And one of the angles is environmental, and we know that these trucks idle, they're gas guzzlers, they're detrimental to our environment. So looking at it in environmental capacity like they did in our EAC, I think it's important for us to at least look into it a little bit further. Things have changed a lot over the past, I guess we looked at it maybe 10 years ago. Things have changed a lot since then. The opinions of people on the importance of our environment has changed, but the haulers' trucks haven't really changed. And we also know that this causes problems with our roads, all these trucks driving on all of our neighborhood roads. And even though we could, as communities, get together and have a hauler, a single hauler, it doesn't work for a lot of communities. It might work for some, but it doesn't work for all. So I think it's valuable to continue looking at this. I would recommend our EAC reach out to other municipalities and see what they have to say about it, and maybe even talk to our Ways and Means to see if it's economically feasible. But I would really hate to see this completely off our radar, especially with the Ready for 100 and our dedication to the environment.
So your focus is get some environmentally friendly trucks to pick up the trash?
Well, they do exist. The environmentally friendly trucks do exist, but there's not a lot out there from what I understand. There isn't a big market. So no, I don't think that that's a viable solution. But I do think having different waste disposal companies having multiple trucks and multiple routes going through the same roads in the same neighborhoods constantly is an environmental issue. And if we were to reduce it to one company, then it would reduce it by, threefold.
Well, Stacy just said it looks like we're down to 2 anyway.
Well, and just to, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have done all the research and I have talked to the other municipalities. One of them in particular is Middletown Township. They do have a single trash hauler. Here's the thing, the trash trucks come down every single day. You know why? Because we have to have twice a week. That's what they wanted. They have recycling another day, and they have leaf waste pickup. So every day a trash truck is going through their neighborhood. And they've had many, many problems because the same low bidder comes in, and I won't say the company's name, but there's all of these companies have a lot of problems, and then we are stuck with that company. And you're going to have people coming in here at the meeting, and they're going to be very upset when we don't have the staff and we don't have that. So, I mean, I have done, what works out best is for a borough to do it than a township. I think as a township, it's not that beneficial because everyone has different needs in a township. The housing's all different types of housing. And when you're in a borough, typically the housing is a lot more similar. The roads are, they're smaller, they're alleys typically, and that makes sense. And the boroughs typically have better things to say about it than townships. Townships are usually they have a lot of negative things about it. People get it, and then even people who were all supportive of it aren't supportive in the end. So I don't think anyone argues with the environmental benefits if we were to go that route, but there's just way too many other things that I think are really going to truly impact us negatively that we really should look into. So, I mean, I've looked into it. I don't know there's any other things that are going to come out of this other than what we already have. So, but I just wanted to provide that information. So we have done the research.
All right, what's the consensus of the board at this point?
Well, I said where I am.
I lean towards it kind of being a moot issue, especially if we're going down to 2 trash haulers for the township. And given the moot issue may be the wrong word, because I do think it's a concern. But if we're down to 2 haulers and these 2 haulers are dealing with industry-wide issues, I don't think now is necessarily the time to pursue this.
I agree. I think that this isn't an urgent matter for us, but like I said, I would like to keep this on our radar as something possibly to look into again in the future. I don't want to lose track of this.
All right, let's move on to the next item. Supervisors. Dan.
Okay. I'll start with the Bike and Hike Committee this morning. We met as usual. There were 2 interesting things to come out of that meeting. One is that TMA Bucks reached out to us. They are a trail-friendly organization that is interested in doing a pop-up trail in Doylestown, which is essentially like a temporary trail marking somewhere in the township. Some ideas were discussed. I don't want to throw anything out till it's more firm about what we want to do. But both sides are very excited about trying to find a way to work together. And also, the county is going to be releasing a trail map on their website soon that will allow you to go and see all kinds of details about maps, not just in Doylestown, but across the county. But our Bike and Hike Committee has been working with them and will continue to work with them to make sure all of our information gets up on there to be a way for our residents to find trails. I want to move on to Water and Sewer Committee. The first thing I want to bring up, we are back to our meetings after the summer, and one of the things that came up to us and to Keith Haas and DTMA was some concern about water testing and PFAS and PFOAs, given some of the things in the news, in the local news lately regarding Doylestown Borough and their efforts. I just wanted to remind residents that on our website here in Doylestown Township, we have all kinds of really useful information on there that the Water and Sewer Board put together about what to look for, what to test for in your water, and where you can go to test for it. One of the key things to mention, we don't have any kind of testing requirement for these chemicals in Doylestown Township. We have testing requirements for fecal coliform in specific situations, but not for chemicals. So if you're concerned or don't know what's in your well, we can't make you test, but we strongly recommend that you test the water in your well so that you know what you're drinking. The last piece I want to bring up is I just want to thank all the members of the board for supporting the resolution last month to join against the sale of the Bucks County Water and Sewer Authority. For those of you who may have seen in the news, Aqua has backed away from it after we joined the consortium of other municipalities. Several other county and state elected officials came out against it as well. So we were the trendsetter there, and I think our municipality and our neighbors taking the lead on that was really a huge benefit to pushing against this and the support we got from the residents who did not want to see this go through as well. So thank you to everyone on this board for that.
Good. Ryan?
Just one comment regarding the Parks Master Plan. I just want to, I know we had everybody listed who was officially, but the entire Parks Committee played a really integral role, and I just want to thank them for putting in the time and effort, because Judy went over it very briefly, but if you look at the fine print, I mean, it's very detailed down to the smallest thing, but important thing. So I thought it was really well put together, and I want to thank the whole Park and Rec Board for their input on that.
Good, thank you. Jen?
A couple things. So our Environmental Advisory Council is going to be hosting a regional summit. This is how you know our EAC is top-notch. We're oftentimes asked to be the host for these summits and run them. We have a phenomenal EAC and should always be proud of that. So their summit's going to be in October, where other municipalities' EACs are going to come, and they're going to learn together and come up with ideas and solutions to some of our environmental issues. We also, we are approved for a clean energy grant, which I think I spoke about maybe last meeting or the meeting before. This grant allows us to have a Penn State student come work with us and do an energy audit, and then we'll talk about our ordinances in a later stage in this so that we could make our community greener. EAC is also hosting this Sunday, between 8:30 and 10:30, a bird walk at Font Hill. I believe this is the first bird walk at Font Hill Castle. So you can come join them there. I also wanted to mention that Senator Sanacero invited Barbara and Stephanie and myself to meet to discuss issues related to the township, and I wanted to thank him for reaching out to us and listening to what our concerns are. And finally, as a public service announcement, people who are struggling with their homes, paying their mortgages, paying their home taxes, there's a grant out there for you right now that I think people should be aware of. It's called the PAHAF grant. If you go up PAHAF dot, I think it's org, you can sign up for this grant. It is org. You can sign up for this grant, and it can offer you some relief if you're having trouble with your home costs. And I believe that's it.
Thank you.
It's PA is in Pennsylvania, HAF.org. It's a fantastic grant. It's a really good opportunity.
Mrs. Santa Cecilia.
Sure. One, I just wanted to thank Stephanie and our chair for sort of leading the way with the Bucks County Water and Sewer Consortium. So thank you for taking that lead, and really pleased to see it's been tabled. So thank you. Second, I wanted to thank TAB not only for their own presentation, but the fire presentation. I did go to that in the borough last year, and was great to see Steve here to present and talk about the need. And it really is, as he described it, an incredible family and opportunity, and they really do need volunteers. So I was really happy to see that video, so thank you. And finally, thanks to the Ed and Ken for our budget planning. There's a lot on the table as we continue to try and sort it all out. And our next meeting is in October, so stay tuned, or please attend if you feel like it. Thank you.
Thank you. I was cleaning out my office over the last month, and I came across this 1996 Celebrate Summer Family Concert Series from 26 years ago. We had five concerts from Saturday, June 22nd to Thursday, August 22nd. This year, the Summer Concert Series undertook an end-of-season feedback and survey. And I'm just going to read highlights. 80% of everyone who attended thought this series was excellent, 20% very good. Hang on, I got a couple more. 100% thought the series was well organized. Hang on, two more. Professionally and friendly, how much were they? 90% said extremely friendly, and others said, the rest of them said, 10% said very friendly, no unfriendly at all. The length of the performances, 95% just right on the length of performances. How would you recommend this series? Would you recommend? How likely would you be to recommend these series? 89% said they already have recommended the series. So congratulations to you, Performing Arts Series Park and Rec, for what a wonderful result from this to this in 25 years. Congratulations.
This year was 16
And also
concerts.
Park and Rec raised $32,200+ in the Doylestown Township golf outing. So thank you very much for that too. Good job. You want to say something, Karen? Karen, identify yourself for the viewing public.
Karen Sweeney, Director of Parks and Recreation. I would like to, in return, thank the board for the many years of support with this series. It's a huge undertaking, and without your support, along with our sponsors and friends that make it possible, it wouldn't happen. So I want to thank you and the community. We averaged over 1,000 in attendance each concert, so thank you.
Good job, guys. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda. New business. ART Property Holdings, Barn
We
Plaza.
actually know them as Barn Plaza. I don't know if they're here.
They're here.
They're here.
Oh, hi, guys.
They're proposing, as you know, to bring Whole Foods to Doylestown Township.
No one's happy about this, you should know. No one. I've talked to a lot
I
of
don't
people.
believe
They go,
that.
oh, no, he's not.
And they are making some very minor adjustments to the shopping center. And I believe staff, the engineer, and everyone else would recommend the board waive land development, conditioned upon them executing the appropriate waiver of land development agreement, however.
Okay.
So we need a motion for that?
Yes.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Do you know that we're building a rec center?
And we have a lot of naming opportunities on that.
Lots of naming opportunities.
Maybe we want to hold this vote until we see what they'll.
Thank you.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Good luck with it. We're all very pleased that you're coming.
Thank you.
There's been rumors for 20-plus years, and
Yes.
now we can actually say the rumors are true,
It's-
so.
It's happening.
Yeah, exciting, thank you.
Thank you for sitting through the meeting. We appreciate it.
Bye, Judy.
Okay. Next item, the Neiman property, second driveway request.
Yes.
It's here tonight?
Yeah.
You want to speak to the need of the, are you Prime?
I'm not Prime, I'm home.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have.
Yeah, so people can hear you, just,
Yeah.
Unidentify yourself, sir?
Sean Newman,
beg
Doylestown
your
Township
pardon.
resident. I live on Spring Valley Road. I live in an old stone farmhouse and just having an addition put on. And I think there's some sort of a rule that you can't have a second driveway without approval. So I'd like to add a second driveway so I can have an attached garage in my house and not get wet every time I come in when it's raining outside.
What is your recommendation?
My recommendation, it is a section in our ordinance under driveways, and it says that a second driveway in a residential property can only be approved by the Board of Supervisors, so this is why he is here. It's not uncommon. We've seen the captain's driveways or those circular driveways. This is a little different because it's not circular, I believe. It's just straight on it, but it is a second driveway. So I would.
Did anybody look at a plan?
Yes,
for
we
this?
have the plan. Yes,
Okay,
we've looked at it, and, we don't have the authority. We have to defer to the
I'm good.
board.
Is
but-
there-
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
I have a question about this. When we looked at it, did we look at it as far as safety is concerned, as far as having driveways? Is there a safety concern at all with it? Do you know?
No.
No issues? Okay.
Not uncommon.
I do have one question for Mr. Newman. I think you have a large arborvitae's across the front of the property. Is
Yes,
that
I do.
Correct. And only there's a question of site distance. So just as you go through it, and if we're involved, then we just make sure you have enough site distance to be able to get safely out of the driveway.
I
If
love
includes-
that, actually. I don't really like them there, and my wife loves them, so,
You're on camera.
sorry.
You have to cut them back so you can drive safely in
I
and
love
out of your
that.
driveway.
Yeah, if you look at an aerial of his property, his home is almost right on the road. It's such an old
Yeah.
house. So I understand why the
1742.
arborvitae's are there.
All right, well, there's a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye, 5-0, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
next time, you'll recall the discussion we had at the last meeting about letting the basketball goal and hoop remain in the cul-de-sac in the right-of-way. I prepared the unilateral declaration, restrictions, and covenants so that it runs with the land and ends with this property owner, and both he and she, a husband and wife, have signed it. I think the manager and I are recommending the board approve the
Yes, we are.
declaration, restrictions, and covenants, and I can record it of record.
It's really well drafted. Thank you.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
good job.
Very cogent.
I don't get many accolades.
Very cogent. You're good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
5-0. I got to vote on this one.
Yeah, you didn't look like the bad guy.
Not the bad. Okay. All right, stormwater work proposal. What is this? Oh, $80,000 it is.
This is your MS4, folks.
Yeah, this is very expensive. Is it always this much?
Yes. Unfortunately, it's a lot of field work and lab work and everything, so yes, it is unfortunately.
So this is consistent with prior years?
Yes.
Okay. I'll stop whining then. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, roundabout maintenance agreement. Between Doylestown Township and PennDOT. Everyone's had a chance to review it.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the roundabout maintenance agreement?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2435, amending the final budget by adding $2,417,000. Did I skip something?
Yeah, it's amending the budget to
Yeah.
add the additional dollars for your expanded road
I
program.
know.
Right.
$2,417,478.40.
I'll make the
Is-
motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wow, okay.
Next item on the agenda is the Green Region Open Space Program. It's a $12,700 contract, with $6,350 match to apply for this grant. Is there a motion to approve the township applying for this grant?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, code enforcement, there's a zoning hearing board application regarding 418 Pebble Hill Road. Send it to the,
Recommend we send to the zoning hearing board.
okay, so done. And then the next is the 10 Brattle Drive.
Also send to the zoning hearing board.
So be it. She says it, and it is done. All right. Next item on the agenda, Treasurer's Report from September 20th, 2022. It says 0222, but we all know it's 2022. Is there a motion to approve the Treasurer's Report?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then finally, the bills list of September 20th, 2022. Is there a
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm going to run these fast. Next meeting of this board is Tuesday, October 18th at 7. We may or may not need the Tuesday, October 4th budget session, so look for that. Tuesday, October 18th is definite as a budget work session at 5 p.m. We're going to be closed Monday, October 10th for Columbus Day. Boards and commissions video presentations are available on YouTube channel, doylestownpa.org. Leaf and Yard Recycling, waste recyclings, the third Saturday of each month between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., and the first and fourth Tuesday of the month between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Drop-off is the site is the New Britain entrance to Central Park. And the Fall Food Truck Festival and Craft Fair is noon to 6 p.m. at Central Park on September 24th. And the hazardous waste collection, sponsored by Bucks County, is October 8th at Strayer Middle School in Quakertown, 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Are there any, I forgot to ask any public comment on non-agenda items? Seeing none, hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone. Thank you for being so prepared.
And can I say my favorite thing? Documents to be signed.
Documents to be signed.
Yes.
I heard my CEO's names, Asher and Court.
Oh, Asher, yeah. Oh my God, why can't I remember his name?
I'm like, I just started, I heard their name so
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Yes, Asher.
Good night.
they're both very bro names. What are they?
Yeah.
Good night, all.
Bye.
I know, I'm not signing it.
Yeah, good.